He sat at my table, loved my kids, and stole my wife while I worked for them. Chapter 1. The photos that shattered me. 12 years of rig life never made me flinch. I'd powered through hurricanes, injuries, and missed every anniversary, holiday, and birthday because I believed building a future meant sacrifice. Until the day a single photo shattered all of it. It came from Tony, my best friend who checked on the house when I was away. The image showed Rachel, my wife, sitting in a booth with some man, his arm around her like he'd earned that right. My chest tightened. But then came the second photo. They were kissing in a grocery store parking lot. Middle of the day. Public. Familiar. I stared at the screen for what felt like hours. My hands shook so hard I dropped the phone. My mind refused to believe what my eyes couldn't unsee. More photos followed. Him picking up my boys from school. Loading groceries into Rachel's car. Laughing at my dinner table, in my seat. That was the one that broke me. I called Rachel. She picked up like everything was normal. I asked what they were having for dinner. She described the meal exactly as I saw it in the photo, but never mentioned him being there. Never even hinted. So I came home. 3 days early. No warning. His car was parked in my driveway like it belonged. I walked in. And there he was, feet on my coffee table, arm around Rachel, my sons on the floor watching a movie, and the whole room froze like I'd crashed a party I was never invited to. Chapter 2. 2 years of silence. Rachel leapt off the couch like she'd touched fire. Her words tumbled over each other, nervous, fast, meaningless. Sean, as I later learned his name, didn't move. He looked at me like I was the problem. I asked who he was. Rachel called him a friend. I asked him to leave. He didn't even look at me. He looked at her. And when she nodded, he got up, grabbed his jacket and walked out. My sons quietly went upstairs without being told. They didn't even look confused. I stood there in the wreckage of a life I thought was mine. Later, I knocked on my son Alex's door. He let me in but wouldn't meet my eyes. I asked if he knew Sean. He shrugged. Said he helped with homework sometimes. That he took them places when Rachel was busy. Then came the words that gutted me. He's around more than you are. I tried not to cry in front of my own kid. But it was already happening. Downstairs, Rachel was curled up on the couch crying. She said she didn't mean for it to happen. That she was lonely. That I was always gone. I asked her how long. She said 2 years. 2 years while I was breaking my body to keep our lights on and her life stable. 2 years of missed calls, late returns, and broken promises, all to keep a family that was already slipping through my fingers. I packed a bag and left. And she let me go. Chapter 3. When Truth Comes Home. I stayed in that extended stay hotel for weeks. Rachel texted every couple of days asking when I'd come home. The boys didn't reach out once. Finally, I told her I'd see a lawyer first. Her response was instant, tears, calls, pleading. She said Sean was gone. That she'd made a mistake. That she just wanted her family back. My lawyer, Patricia, laid out the hard facts. Rachel would likely get half of everything. Spousal support. Maybe even the house. Custody was tricky, because I'd been absent so long she'd have an edge. Patricia said something that stayed with me. You're about to lose everything. Don't lose your kids too. So I went home. Rachel greeted me like a widow seeing a ghost. Apologies spilled from her mouth like a script. She said she'd blocked Sean. Said she hadn't slept. Said she wanted to rebuild. The boys were distant. Not cold but formal. They spoke to me like I was a distant uncle, not their father. Every meal felt choreographed. Rachel cooked my favorite dishes. She tried to act like we were newlyweds again. But it didn't feel real. Then I found a charger in our bedroom that didn't belong to either of us. iPhone. We used Android. She said she didn't know. Then I found a receipt for a romantic dinner the same night she said she was home making pasta with the boys. It wasn't even subtle. I started watching closer. Her phone face down. Stepping outside for calls. Googling things like, how to meet secretly. And when Tony called me saying he'd seen Sean's car parked 2 blocks away, I knew. I wasn't rebuilding a marriage. I was being strung along while she decided who she wanted more. Chapter 4. The Last Lie. When I confronted her with everything, receipts, search history, deleted emails, Rachel finally broke. She said she tried to end it. She said she loved me, but had feelings for Sean. That she was confused. I asked if they'd met since I returned. She nodded. 4 or 5 times. Just to talk. I asked if the boys knew. She swore they didn't. But Ben did. He told me Sean had texted him asking how I was doing, if I was back for good. Rachel wasn't trying to end anything. She was trying to keep both lives alive. One for stability, one for fantasy. I told her I wanted a divorce. She begged, cried, said she'd really cut him off this time. But it was too late. I'd given her a chance. She spat on it. I moved out the next day. Chapter 5. The father they forgot. Divorce moved fast. The house sold. Assets split. I took a local job, less pay, more presence. I started seeing the boys more. Weekends, sometimes a few nights. At first they were quiet. But slowly things shifted. Ben told me about a girl at school. Alex showed me a comic book he was drawing. It was progress. Then Ben told me Sean had been asking about my money. About the house sale. About my job. Alex said Sean was around every day acting like he owned the place. And then came the black eye. Alex said it was a fight at school. But when I pushed, he admitted Sean had grabbed him during an argument. Ben later confessed Sean had thrown things at home. Drank during the day. Fought with Rachel constantly. One night, Ben called from the library. Said he couldn't go home. Sean was angry. Drunk. I picked him up. Took him to dinner. He told me Sean quit his job and started tearing into them. Insulting their grades, friends, everything. I asked if they wanted to stay with me. They didn't hesitate. Chapter 6. A new beginning. Then it all exploded. One night Ben called me crying. Said Sean hit Rachel during a fight. The boys were locked in a room while things shattered downstairs. I told him to call 911 and drove like hell. By the time I got there, Sean was in a police cruiser. Rachel was sobbing. Bruised. Shirt torn. She refused to press charges. But the cops filed a report. Recommended a restraining order. The boys came home with me that night. And they never went back. Sean violated the order twice. He's back in jail now. Rachel's rebuilding her life. Slowly. She's going to therapy, working part-time, seeing someone new, someone kind. The boys are doing better than ever. Ben's on the debate team. Alex got into college. We eat dinner together every night. I'm home for their wins and failures. I don't make what I used to, but I make time. I'm present. I lost my marriage. But I gained back something even more precious. My son's trust. And I'll never let it go again.